Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? We have had this conversation here all offseason surrounding the Saints about the caliber and quality of the roster. And the reason that it's been a little perplexing for New Orleans is because I and many of you, I'm certain, believe the Saints are a very talented roster, where when healthy, you've got a really good offensive line. You've got one of the best defensive ends in football in Cameron Jordan, certainly some very talented, athletic guys across the front. Mario Davis, who's an all-pro linebacker. We know the free agent moves you made to acquire Marcus May and Tyrann Mathieu and Jarvis Landry. You add Chris Olave, Taysom Hill's back in his slash role. I mean, look, you know the list at this point. And the Saints roster is so good and deep and talented that it's odd to look at the Saints, where odds makers have the Saints at, as an 8-win football team, and how much general doubt there is. And maybe that is largely rooted in the fact that Sean Payton is no longer here. And I'm not going to minimize that. I think that is certainly significant. We saw that again in 2012, where no matter what processes you had in place, with great team leadership you had, again, that 2012, you were coming off the greatest season in Saints history, the greatest team in Saints history. And you were 7-9. You had the worst defense in the history of the league. So, yes, the head coach matters, and I don't want to minimize Sean Payton's absence. But still seeing so much doubt around New Orleans is odd. So Daniel Jeremiah said essentially the Saints could be a team where if other teams were interested, maybe trying to poach players, make a trade offer, the Saints could be in rebuild mode, which the Saints have been adamant they're not in rebuild mode. And when you look at the roster, it doesn't make sense at all for them to be in rebuild mode. I say all of that because Bart Scott was on First Take with Stephen A. today, and this is about a 2-minute interaction, but it's basically 2 minutes of Bart Scott explaining why the Saints are probably the best team in football.
Jameis Winston is no Drew Brees. And you're going to have to be Drew Brees for this Saints team to come out of the NFC. I don't see that happening.
You don't have to.
I believe in that defense, though. I believe in that defense, and I believe in Kamara, and I believe in Michael Thomas, but I'm not sure about Winston yet.
He doesn't even have to be great. He just has to be good. And I think he is one of the most talented quarterbacks. You talk about arm strength, accuracy. Listen, environment matters, right? Just like we learned about Matthew Stafford in Detroit, never winning a playoff game. Environment matters. And now he's in an environment where he can flourish. You talk about Jarvis Landry. This team has leaders. This team has been knocking on the door for the last 5 years, and finally they have a complete package. You got Chris Olave, who's going to be the opposite of Michael Thomas on the outside. They brought in leaders. Marcus May is on this team now. I know they lost Marcus Williams, but Marcus May. They brought in a honey badger, a champion, a show-enough bona fide baller to come back with Cam Jordan. They have leaders on that squad now. And my only concern was, okay, how are they going to replace Armstead? Well, they go out there and get Trevor Penny, who really delighted everybody at the Senior Bowl at Northern Iowa. They have Ramczyk, who's an all-pro on the other side. This team has no flaws. And if you say the only flaw they have is Jameis Winston, that is a very small flaw. This allows Taysom Hill to be who he's always been, a gadget guy, a situational football player. Alvin Kamara is one of the best in the business, dual threat. This team is, listen, and already this team has beaten Tom Brady, the great Tom Brady, 4 out of 5 times. And the only time they lost, it was because Drew Brees was the quarterback and they weren't able to push the ball down the field, so they just packed the middle of the field and played everything in front. You can't do that with Jameis Winston. I'm telling you, the Saints are a legitimate threat to be a Super Bowl champion, and I think we're going to erase all the narratives that we had about Jameis Winston, all the funny stuff, him sucking his fingers, him stealing crab legs, ha, ha, ha. This guy is a pro. This guy is a respected leader, and now he's around a bunch of other leaders. And for everybody who's talking about, well, Sean Payton's not there, well, neither is Bruce Arians. And we're not talking about Todd Bowles. We still have, Carmichael, who's been there. We have Dennis Allen, who's been there. I think they should be the favorite, and they are the most complete team in football.
They are the most complete team in football. Bart Scott said the Saints are a Super Bowl contender and are the most complete team in football. He might have gotten over his skis a little bit saying they're the most complete team in football. And there are certainly teams with better quarterbacks, more established defensive front seven. I understand that. But the Saints have very few holes in this roster. And look, you're in a division where Carolina stinks and Atlanta stinks. And I'm telling you again right now, where is Tom Brady? Yo, where is Tom Brady? I mean, ever since the news came out about the tampering stuff with the Dolphins, Tom Brady has vanished. He is not at camp. Tom Brady, I'm not telling you Tom Brady needs practice. He's the greatest player ever. We all understand that. But you got a new head coach. You turned over a bunch of guys on your roster. Chris Godwin's coming off a torn ACL. I mean, you bring in Julio Jones. You're not getting timing there, and he's 100 years old. You bring in Kyle Rudolph. Gronk's retired. He's coming off the worst season of his career. And Ndamukong Suh still hasn't re-signed. You lose your 3 interior offensive linemen. Ryan Jensen, your starting center, is done for the year with injury. So you got a new starting center, and Tom Brady's not there. Like, where's Tom Brady? I'm telling you, man, the more every day passes, I get more and more and more bullish on the New Orleans Saints winning the NFC South. Every single day that passes, I get more bullish on that, not only possibility, but probability. Where are you, Tom? Why is ESPN not on FS1, whoever, NFL Network, why are they not on 24/7, 365 Tom Brady watch? Stunning to me that this is not headline news every day, that the greatest quarterback in the history of the game goes AWOL and just nobody seems to care. He'll make his way back eventually. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.